Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be comparing someone who goes into an IIT, that's a tier 1 Indian university. It's one of the hardest universities to get into, and if you are in an IIT, that kind of tells that hey, this person has actually worked very hard during their high school or even during their bachelor's if they're going for their master's in an IIT, right? That's something that IIT is a standard like that. But instead, if you are aiming for a university in the US, and that's also a tier 1 university, like maybe you're talking about Purdue, maybe you're talking about USC, even New York University for that matter. These universities, they're much easier to get into, right? Much easier to get into. You don't have to put in so much hard work, and you're given admission based on your personality also. They basically take a look at your statements, they take a look at who you are as a person overall, not just your academics, and they give you the admission based on that. It's not based on any standardized exam, not directly at least. There are exams like the GRE, SATs, but just based on these exams, you won't get the admission. Right? So it's much easier to get into international universities, but what happens once you graduate from these universities? What's a graduate from an IIT doing right now, and what's a graduate from a university like USC doing right now? So that's what we're going to be comparing in this video, and I hope that this will give you a bigger overall picture. And this just speaks about the opportunities that exist in India versus the opportunities that exist in the US. All right, that's what we're going to be comparing. So what I did was I ran a quick LinkedIn search, and we have over here 3 profiles from people who got into IITs and 3 profiles who got into a university like USC. All right, and these are people who have recently graduated in 2020. All right, most of these at least will be the people who have graduated in 2020. And what are they doing right now? That's what the focus is going to be. Now, these are the top 3 results that I got on my LinkedIn search. These may be different for you. You can carry out your own evaluation, but I want to show you these. There were some other results that, people who were still pursuing their master's or their bachelor's, so I've left them out. I've only kept the people who have actually completed their bachelor's or their master's this very year, and we want to see what they're doing right now. So let's dive right into the computer screen, and I'll show you exactly what's going on. Okay, so let's do that. All right, so over here guys, we have the first profile over here, and this person actually completed their dual degree in metallurgical engineering and material science 2015 to 2020, and now after 2020 they appear to be working in Boston Consulting Group as an associate. So if you know associates, it's more or less like, it's not really a very high position. It's not per se entry level as well, but when you enter the consulting world, yes, it's kind of a low position. But this is someone who's working at Boston Consulting Group, and that's one of the top consulting firms worldwide, as you may know. So I think that this person has done really well for themselves, given that their field was metallurgy, but still they have gotten into a consulting position. That's something that and personally I know the reason why, because the opportunities in India when it comes to metallurgy and all these fields are very little. So yes, that's something that you could expect, and regardless, they're in a good place right now, I would say. Right now, this is another profile over here. They completed their bachelor's in 2020. That's in the COVID year, the dreaded year in which COVID had affected the economy. The jobs were less, so it's interesting to see where they have got, and it appears that they're actually doing an internship right now, or they actually finished the internship in September 2020, but they are not really working as of now. So that's also an interesting scenario. Again, guys, I haven't really checked out these profiles in advance, so I don't know what's going to come up. They could be working at one of the topmost firms worldwide, or they could be just not working right now, but that's something that I want to show you. Over here, I think that they just finished their internship in September of 2020, and maybe due to COVID or maybe due to some other personal reasons, this person is not actually working right now. Okay, well, take a look at some other profile over here, and this person actually finished their bachelor's again in 2020. So that's again in mathematics and scientific computing, someone who completed their bachelor's in the COVID year, when the COVID was going on, and they are actually, they had an internship at Visa earlier. That's one important thing to note down. And now they're working at Dream 11 as a data scientist for 11 months, for 8 months actually. So it's a full-time position. Dream 11 is not a worldwide known company, I would say, but it's one of the trending, I would say, companies in India as far as I know. So yeah, I think that's a good position to be in, but definitely not the one of the top most or top five, not FANG level, not Facebook, Amazon level. If that's something that you aim for, well, we'll move on and we'll take a look at the USC people. All right, I'm pretty sure we'll find one over here, but I'm not, like I said, I haven't checked these profiles out, so we'll take a look right now. And this person completed their master's degree in 2020. Now, I know it may not be a very fair comparison when you compare someone who's completed their bachelor's to someone who's completed their master's, but I'll tell you that the opportunities in India, I know they're very, very less. And I know that people from India also get into great companies, FANG level companies, but you'll see a lot more of it over here, I would say. I guess what I'm really trying to say is even the average applicant can go into FANG level companies when you're in the US. And let's actually take a look over here. Their GPA was 3.9, so he's definitely not just average. He's a good student, really great grade over here. And they're working at Oracle right now, full-time in Texas. So, member of technical staff. You can see that Oracle, again, one of the topmost companies in the tech world. That's something that you can expect from a USC graduate. All right, let's take a look at another one over here, and they appear to be, they have finished their masters in 2020, and as you may have seen just now when I couldn't I was trying to scroll down but I couldn't, but they're working at Google right now in Seattle, Washington. It's been 8 months, year of the pandemic, but it doesn't, year of pandemic, year of elections, year of Donald Trump going away, but they're a software engineer at Google right now. And I think that's one of the biggest things you can see over here, right? There's a lot going on. Let's take a look at the next profile over here. This person is actually, all right, I tried to keep the people only who graduated in 2020, but this person is still continuing their graduation. All right, they will finish in 2021. Regardless, let's take a look at this profile. It's the last profile over here, and I think they're all right. They are not really working right now. Of course, they cannot be working right now because it's not legal to work while you are still in the United States on an F1 visa. You can't work full time. Well, this person had an internship with Tesla though for 4 months. All right, in Palo Alto, California. So yeah, that's one of the biggest things to note over here. That someone who actually already has worked at Tesla for a little bit. And what an internship does is it actually gives you the opportunity to connect with people, network with people. Later on, maybe this person can go ahead and try to get a full-time job offer at Tesla also, after 2021, of course. So again, that's one of the things to note down. Now, what this evaluation has showed you, I'm not sure if you realize, is that if you're looking at comparing some applicant, or maybe if you're thinking of going to a university and you're comparing whether you should go to an IIT or you should go forward with a university in the US, and definitely getting into a university in the US is much easier if you ask me, because I personally failed at getting into an IIT. I could not, but I could get into USC. So that's what I was trying to, I was trying to compare someone's scenario who is like me. And I can know that a lot of you guys come in with profiles similar to like mine. And so, I can tell that a lot of people will be able to relate to this. But the opportunities, I'm not saying that the people who are studying in India, they're not good enough by any means. They are, again, the same top-notch people as someone who's studying in a top university in the US. But at the same time, the opportunities are a little bit lower as far as I can see. Now, like I said, I just opened up the top 3 profiles. I know that there are people who went from even my college, in my bachelor's college, to Amazon. I know people who go from IIT to Amazon, to Boston Consulting Group, to Deloitte, all of these top firms really. But at the end of the day, when you look at the top 3 results that popped up, it's not the case. So it generally just shows you the bigger picture that yes, the opportunities are a little bit lesser, but at the same time, the investment is also a little bit lesser. So it's on you to decide whether you want to go ahead and pursue your education in India or in the US or in your country, wherever you're watching this from. This may be true for a lot of other Asian countries as well, I know, especially, countries like China. So yeah, these things I have tried to point out in this video. Again, if you like the information that I've presented, and at the end of the day, I just want to tell you that, hey, look, it's all about the amount of work you put in. It's not the case that the people at USC, they did not put in the hard work and they're sitting at places like Google without it, because definitely they work their ass off. I'm telling you this because I know, I've seen it. I've seen in front of me, people would be studying day and night. They wouldn't take a break. And yeah, that's something that happens a lot. And people don't realize this, that, of course, those people are also working hard enough. It's not just they're not handing the opportunities on a silver platter, So yeah, keep that in mind. And Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope to see you in the next one. Subscribe to the channel if you like the information that I've presented. There's a lot more where that came from, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, take care.